Hello, it's Diana from DianaMarchand.com, and I help women lead healthy, happy lives with passion and purpose. And welcome to this video. What I'm talking about in this video is really what it takes and what it took me to lose weight during perimenopause at a time when there was so many changes going on in my body. And I thought I was eating healthy. I just was eating in a way that was actually contributing to the weight gain and definitely stopping me from losing the weight. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So what did it take? Well, I was already eating healthy. I was eating basically mostly all vegetarian, but I was starching, eating way too many starches. And during this stage of life, starches do pack on the weight. If you continue to eat the starchy carbohydrates, the starchy foods, the white flours, the white rices, the scones and all that, and also the lattes that are full of milk, right, that are acidic for the body, that are higher in fat, even if it's a skim milk, it's just that stuff is just kind of junk. So you want to try to get rid of that. And you eat the coffee shop snacks, and you go out for supper and eat the heavy creamy things and all the breads. If you snack at home on little things like crackers or even those 100-calorie snacks, which are completely, they actually will cause more cravings, so don't get started on those. But those are things that your body at this stage of life doesn't like. So I found that out. It's like, okay, what can I get rid of? Because I was already eating really healthy. So the thing I found out was starches, heavy starches. Start to decrease my starches. I would consume a lot of brown rice, a lot of even some white rice. I mean, at one point I was really high raw. I don't mean you have to do that. It really works, and you do lose the weight very fast, unless you have some other illness or something going on in your body that stops it. So I'm not saying that it works for 100% of the people, because you could have some sort of condition, maybe thyroid or something that's going on that'll cause you to hold on to the weight and not lose it. And also high stress. High stress causes you to keep the weight on. So if you are somebody who cannot get the weight, and you maybe tried high raw, or you tried really nutritious, healthy veggies, whatever, it could be that your body's in a continuous state of stress. It could be an adrenal fatigue, it could be thyroid issues. So you need to get those things checked out. So find ways to handle your stress. But the food part of it is really truly just eating lots and lots of fruits and vegetables. If you're gonna eat some fish, make sure it's like lean fish, no sauces, no preservatives at all, because preservatives really cause the body to hold on to toxins. It holds on to toxins in the fat. So because I have sensitivities to these preservatives, and I get really bad headaches, I get really sick, I cannot consume them. So when I got rid of all of that, my body was able to detox. So it didn't have to store toxins anymore. So the fat that it was storing toxins in, it was able to release that. So that's another area that I really, really worked on. And you need to read all labels, because even in organic canned, organic packaged stuff, gluten-free packaged stuff still has preservatives in it. So that could be a contributing factor. Eating too much, like just believing in those bigger meals and thinking that's the way you need to eat, and not getting in touch with how your body feels when you're eating. So I began to rethink how I always did kind of not eat normally. You eat when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, you don't need to eat a lot. You don't wake up in a day and go, my God, I haven't had lunch yet. Oh, what's going to happen to you? Nothing. If you're not hungry, if your body's not telling you're hungry, then it's okay not to eat at that moment. Now, yes, you need to balance the nutrients. Well, some days I'm really hungry, other days I'm not. So it does balance out. Of course, I start my days with a big green smoothie, So what it takes is that you connect into your body, really being able to feel, is it hungry? So feeling your body again, not ignoring your body. It takes saying to yourself, I'm going to choose to eat really healthy, nutritious foods. And that also could mean that you need to find the recipes or get into a program that shows you what foods to replace. So the good foods to bring in, how to prepare them, what are the really healthy, tasty recipes, so you don't feel the lack. You don't feel like you miss those other foods. You can't just cut out foods and eat really a little tiny bit of food, because your body will crave, because you're not feeding it the right kind of foods. So you need to make sure you're feeding your body the right kind of foods, which is when you get rid of all those starches, of course, which is a lot more vegetables, a lot more greens, some maybe chia, some hemp seeds, some quinoa. You need to bring in some highly nutritious foods into your day, because likely you weren't eating nutritious foods before. So basically your body could have been almost in starvation mode. So therefore it does keep telling you you're craving, you're hungry. But when you change your way of eating to eating foods that are really high nutrient dense, really full of nutrition, your body shuts off that and you don't feel as hungry, you don't crave. So it takes you committing, it takes you saying, I want to do this. Rethinking meals and what is a meal, rethinking what you really need to eat in a day, thinking about how much activity do I do. If I don't do much activity, I probably don't have to eat really a lot this day, but knowing the types of food to eat, how to prepare them, the right kind of recipes, all of that kind of stuff. But don't think, oh my God, I could never do it. All you need to do is just truly start eating higher nutrition foods, getting in your smoothies in a day, even if you have 2 or 3 smoothies in the day, getting in way more greens and way more vegetables, cooked or raw, things like that. So it takes committing. Yes, it took me a lot. I went really high raw for a while. I lost a ton of weight. You don't have to do that, but if you do, you'll probably will lose some weight. It takes you wanting to make a change and to really understand that if you don't make a change, you're gonna not change yourself. So you're either gonna stay the same or things are gonna get worse. So realize at this phase of your life, that's what happens. If you don't make a change, they're gonna stay the same or they're gonna get worse. That's what's happening right now. When you're close to 50, it's time to make some changes that are going to bring you to better health, maintain health, lose the weight if you want, or keep the weight off if you want. But doing nothing is one of the worst things you can do if you're not in a healthy lifestyle right now. So please join my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives with Passion and Purpose. You get tons of free training, lots of recipes, recipe videos, lots of tips from me. You can ask any question you want on that Facebook page. My site is dianamarchand.com, where there's a free offer for you up there too. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.